Hey guys, what is happening? Steve here from Two Nova Kettlebell Training, and I am back with another reaction video. Let's get stuck straight into it. So guys, thanks very much for the feedback from the last video. I know a few people, and guys, I'm still playing about with this, do you know? So any feedback you give me on how I can improve these videos is much appreciated. And also make sure that you do subscribe, make sure that you do comment. Basically, just show us a bit of love, just to know that you want to see these videos, share it with people that you think might get the most out of it. So today, I am just going to react to... I saw this post up, and it's from a good friend of mine, Arturus from Lithuania. Great lifter. FYI, probably some of the biggest quads I've ever seen on a kettlebell lifter, man. This guy is definitely earned the title of Quadzilla in the kettlebell world. But awesome guy, really, really nice, super knowledgeable coach. And if you don't follow him on Facebook, make sure that you do, because again, he's just a real nice guy. He's doing some great things. He's got some great results. Yeah, and he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. It's only a short video, so I'm gonna go through it a few times and stuff as well. And for me, I like to watch different lifters, and again, you kind of look at people who. Maybe he's got like a similar physiology to you. Maybe he's the same height. Maybe he's the same arm length, leg length, or look like they've got similar sorts of strength levels. You do typically gravitate towards those types of people, or I certainly do when I'm watching them lift. And Arturus his jerk is really, really good. I'm not sure of his personal best, but the way he moves the bells around, I know not so long ago he was aiming to really put up some good numbers in 5 minutes, and I think he was aiming, and I don't think he was far away from his target of squeezing that in, like so. But great lifter. So let's kind of get let's get into it. So first and foremost, I'm not sure how long he's been lifting here. It's rep 38 to 50, I believe, or 38 kilos, 50 reps. I'm not sure what weight bell it is. I should have done more research on this shit. There we go. There's the next comment in the section. Steve, do some more research on your videos before you react to them. Listen, I just found a video. By the way, YouTube, find some more kettlebell videos to put up, man. Jeez. And guys, if you're putting your training up and stuff like that, put some more stuff on YouTube. I'm typing in kettlebell sport on YouTube, and absolutely nothing's coming up. So there we go. So let's get straight into it. So when I watch Arturus lift, like, one of the biggest things that always jumps out to me, one is speed of second dip and speed of relaxation. I mean, the guy makes everything look effortless, and top lifters typically do, but man, like, look at the guy Quadzilla, man, massive quads. You cannot see them not relaxing overhead. Do you know, he is not squeezing those kettlebells. He's not trying to stand up out of the squat. He's purely moving the legs back. So just watch what's happening with the hips there. So look at that. Look at the quad shake. Look at the quad shake. Look at what's happening there as soon as he's catching the bells overhead. Second dip, pulls the knees back, legs completely shake. You know, that shows that they're relaxed. He's not squeezing the kettlebells to keep him up. The next thing that I want you guys to look for when you're looking at this is look at the trajectory of the kettlebells. Okay, and the trajectory of the kettlebells is dependent on what happens with the ankle, the knee, and the hip. So if you're sort of looking at, he's just amazing, he's great, fantastic lifter, super strong, awesome, we know that. You know, the guy's got ridiculous quads. Coming across as a complete creep here, but you know, credit where it's due. I'm going to give it, do you know? But look at what's happening with the hip, the knee, and the ankle, and that determines what happens with the bells. Okay, it's only subtle. Okay, I'll pull it back a few reps. Just watch. Only look at around this area, guys. What's happening with the hip, the knee, and the ankle? Just look at that. So look at the ankles here, guys. Look at the feet. Okay, what isn't happening there? What isn't happening there? Don't look at what is happening. Have a look at what isn't. And what I mean by that is when you look at what isn't happening, you try and find out. You're able to just take away things and remove it from your own technique. If you're finding yourself rolling forward, and when you look at Arturus' feet here, okay, look at how everything ends up going vertical. Look at how when he lifts his heels, his hips aren't driving forward. He's not rolling down and rolling through the forefoot, and then the kettlebells are going to have to go out to then come back in. Look at how when he extends through the ankle, everything is going in a straight line, but it's not some crazy triple extension. This isn't a 1 rep max Olympic weightlifter that is trying to take 200 kilos into a clean who's really extending to then get themselves under it. This is just enough force to send the kettlebells above the head. And Arturus is a big boy, got a lot of muscle mass, very, very strong guy. Like, reality, if this is 38 kilos for 50 reps, 238, you know, like, realistically, relative to his squatting strength and everything else like that, and his overall body weight, it's not actually a maximal load. It's not really, really heavy in comparison. I'm not saying it's a lightweight, because it's not. If you've lifted 32s and above and got up to 40s and stuff like that, you know it's a ridiculous weight. But, like, he's not really... It's just enough. It's a punch. It's just a jab. It's not that big loaded right hand, that big knockout punch. It's just like somebody flicking out a jab. Bang, 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 every single time. So rather than thinking, right, I need to really focus on sending these kettlebells up, just do enough. Pop the jab, and focus on getting underneath it. Return that jab back to the face. It's not like a big slugger. It's just a snap, snap, snap every single time. So look at how the hips, knees, and ankles go in a straight line. Goes in a straight line. What's it going to do? It's going to send the kettlebells up in a straight line. Look at how, boom, there's no real angle there. This is a great shot. This is a great video, great angle, because we're 45 degree on, or slightly less than that. Okay, but you can kind of see the kettlebells aren't going out to come back in. So to get this feedback from your own training, video yourself from an angle. Look at what is the trajectory of the bells. Even if you have on your phone some video editing and you can follow the path of the kettlebell, do it. You want it to go as straight as possible. If you were going to run the 100 meters and you were running against Usain Bolt, you would want to make sure that you are running from A to B as quick as you possibly could, right? Because he goes straight up, final bit on this, he can stabilize. He can pull his body down under it, you know? He's not having to really chuck his chest massively far forward, and the kettlebells are going forward and back. He can just go up, settle underneath, bosh, completed rep, done. There's not much there wasted, you know? Like, I've watched this video a few times now, you know? Sort of defeats the purpose of a reaction video, I was told, but still, okay, like, just look at it. Key things, if you want to take anything away from this video now, guys, is look at the trajectory of the bells and look at what he has to do with his hips, knees, and ankles to achieve that. It's not about maximal effort sending the kettlebells up. It's about sending enough to lift them up, to send them upward, but then your speed needs to come down and get under them. That is what you should be trying to achieve, guys. That is, if you study any of the best kettlebell lifters, that's what it is. Now, am I saying it's easy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, it takes time, it takes confidence, it takes strength, positional strength, postural strength. Why? Because as the weights get heavier, what's going to happen? There's a greater load. As you dip the knees, if your knees aren't strong enough to be able to resist getting pulled forward, what's going to happen? You're going to drive forward and you're going to end up rolling on your forefoot. So if you find that happening, you're rolling onto your forefoot and you're trying to lift, go through the ankles before you've used your hips and your knees, you are at a massive disadvantage. But what's going to happen? The bells are going to go out to then come back in. It's all about the path, and it's all about making sure you can get from point A to point B as efficiently as you possibly can, regardless of the lift, right? But on jerk now is, for me, when I look at it and break it down, it's by far the hardest movement there is, okay? And the reason being is because when you do jerk, and it's always double bell, so I'm talking about double bell jerk, I'm not talking about single bell, but when you do double bell jerk, so jerk, your bandwidth of getting things wrong is small. Very, very small. Okay? Then as long cycle grows, like your bandwidth of getting things wrong, because you're able to shake it out and you've got a bit of a pause, so it grows. Snatch, bandwidth isn't as big, but then the load's half. Okay? When you do double jerk and you are not in the strongest position as possible, things go wrong very, very quickly. And what I mean by that is your performance suffers very, very quickly. So you have to make sure that you are technically strong and technically proficient to be able to get a good result in jerk, in my opinion. But looking at it, you know, this is why it makes sense to me. Snatch has got lots of technical nuances, you know, delaying, waiting for it and stuff like that, but the load is only half. With jerk, you've got double load, and actually you have to spend time under the bells, and if you are wrong with your trajectory, you are having to work a lot harder. Okay. So looking last few reps of Arturus. So look at the relaxation, look at the trajectory of the kettlebells, and look how he sends them up. Like, this is just a great example of great lifting. Really, really, really is. You know, so guys, hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you've took some stuff away from that. Again, massive shout out to Arturus, great lifter, great friend. I love speaking to him when we were able to see each other at competitions, and I love catching up with him when we speak to each other online. He's a great guy. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Give me a shout out, give me some feedback in the comment section. Basically, guys, the goal of these videos, the goal of this challenge going forward is just to try and educate lifters from my point of view, but also just give people who necessarily aren't kettlebell lifters an insight into our sport and why it is what it is, what makes it so difficult, what makes it tick, what can we do to, how do you get involved, etc., etc. Just try and grow the sport, because I believe the kettlebell sport is such a fantastic sport that can have a massive impact on a lot of people out there. And I've seen it firsthand. I've been able to experience it, and I've been able to travel the world competing, and it's been fantastic. And I've got friends all around the world, and it really is a blessed thing, you know. So guys, give me some feedback, give me some love, let me know if these videos are helpful and what do you want me to cover next. So until next time, guys, have a good one, take it easy, peace.